Here are the 9 contestants preparing for the show, all stars past and present of children's television. Each wants to win up to £50,000 for charity, but only one can take the money away. The others will leave empty-handed when they're voted off as the weakest link.
Welcome to a children's television edition of The Weakest Link. The 9 people in the studio here tonight are or have been presenters of children's television programmes. Some faces will be familiar to viewers, others, frankly, are too ancient for you to remember. Either way, they're here to win up to £50,000 for charity. And if they want that prize money, they'll have to work as a team, but 8 of them will leave with nothing. As round by round, we lose the player voted the weakest link. Let's meet the team.
My name is Philip Schofield. I'm just coming up to 28. I'm here because of Saturday mornings and the broom cupboard, and I presented a programme called the National IQ Test with Annie, and I'm hoping she remembers that we actually got on quite well.
My name's Angelica Bell. I'm a children's TV presenter. You can see me almost every day. I do a bigger version of the broom cupboard. I also work on a programme called Short Change, and I also work on the best consumer show ever, That's Short Change.
Hello, my name's Timmy Mallard. I'm 12 years old, and I'm known for shows like Timmy Towers, Whack-A-Day, Mallet's Mallet, and of course the hit single Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. But I'm not wearing one today.
Hello, my name's Kirsten O'Brien. I present the art show Smart and Smart on the Road, but I too started in the broom cupboard, where I used to share a dressing room with Anne Robinson, so I've seen her in a state of undress.
Yeah, my name is Roland Rudd. I am a living legend. I saved TVAM, which was a right load of rubbish. And my father is Greg Dyke.
I'm Floella Benjamin, broadcaster, writer, independent television producer. And I'm responsible, 26 years ago, taking play school babies through the square, arched and round window.
Hi, I'm Simon Thomas, aged 20-something, ex-burger maker, strawberry planter and BBC broom cupboard runner. I'm now a presenter on Blue Peter.
Hi, my name's Becky Jago and I present Newsround, and I am so scared of Anne that my palms are sweating.
Hello, I'm Johnny Ball. I'm a maths and science enthuser, and I was on television before television.
Now, the rules in each round, the aim is to answer enough questions correctly to reach your £5,000 target within the time limit. The fastest way is to create a chain of 9 correct answers. Get your question wrong and you break the chain and lose all the money in that chain. But if you say bank before the question is asked, the money is safe. However, you start a new chain from scratch. Remember, team, at the end of the round, only money that's been banked can be taken forward. In round 1, there are 3 minutes on the clock. We'll start with the person whose name is first alphabetically. That's you, Angelica. Let's play The Weakest Link. First question is for £100. Start the clock. Angelica, in African wildlife, what common name is given to any member of the horse family that has black and white stripes?
Zebra.
Correct. Timmy, in geography, Edinburgh is the capital city of which country of the UK?
Scotland.
Correct. Kirsten, which dairy product is traditionally delivered in bottles to the doorsteps of houses each morning?
Milk.
Correct. Roland, a person suffering from laryngitis is likely to lose his or her what, voice or memory?
Voice.
Correct.
Yay!
Noella,
Bang.
which children's TV programme featured toys called Big Ted and Humpty?
Play school.
Correct. Simon, in maths, what is 1 times 100?
100.
Correct. Becky, according to the firework code, what should be used to read the instructions on a firework, a match or an electric torch?
A match.
An electric torch. Johnny, the rhyming term for a rebellious young person is wild what?
Wild young thing.
Wild child.
OK.
Philip.
Bank.
In polar regions, an igloo is a dome-shaped shelter traditionally built of blocks of compacted what?
Ice.
I'll accept. Angelica. In TV, Simon Groom and Leslie Judd were both presenters of which long-running children's show?
Be Peter.
Correct, Timmy. In nature, there are traditionally said to be how many colours in the rainbow?
7.
Correct. Kirsten. In UK politics, what T is the nickname given to the Conservative Party?
Tories.
Correct, Roland. In the language of young children, what form of transport is a puff-puff?
Train.
Correct.
Hooray!
Llewellyn. In
Bang.
the human body, which structures are said to chatter when they click together rapidly through cold or fear?
Teeth.
Correct, Simon. At a fancy dress party, a person covered in a white sheet with 2 holes cut out for the eyes is dressed as what sort of paranormal spirit?
Is it a ghost?
Correct.
Bank.
Becky, in astronomy, what's the name of the star at the centre of our solar system?
The sun.
Correct, Johnny. According to the nursery rhyme, Yankee Doodle stuck a feather in his cap and called it what?
Macaroni.
Correct.
Bank.
Philip, in modern English spelling, which comes first in the word bicycle, the I or the Y?
I.
Correct. Angelica, in music, which 3-letter word means to make a continuous sound through closed lips?
Can you repeat the question, please?
In music, which 3-letter word means to make a continuous sound through closed lips? Timmy,
Bank.
what E is the term used to mean the period between late afternoon and nightfall?
Say that again, please.
What E is the term used to mean the period between late afternoon and nightfall?
Eve.
I'll accept Eve. Evening or eve? Kirsten. In geography, Brittany is an area of which European country?
France.
Correct, Roland. In children's TV, the Teletubbies are La-La, Tinky Winky, Time's up. Now, you managed to bank £3,000. The tragedy is, at one point, you had a chain of 10 correct answers. So if people hadn't banked in a panic, you could have reached the target. On the other hand, there were some spectacularly stupid answers. To think that all of you have had the children of Britain as your audience.
Yay!
It's a good job. They didn't know how stupid you were.
You shut your face.
Who's sinking faster than Captain Pugwash? Who's fallen off the magic roundabout? It's time to vote on the weakest link.
The first strongest link is Kirsten. Statistically, the weakest link is Johnny. But who will the players vote off so early in the game?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Becky.
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 Simon.
Becky.
Sorry, Becky.
Angelica.
Roland.
So, Philip, the question that everyone is dying to hear the answer to. Who's your colourist?
Same as yours.
You got any work?
Think I'm going to work with you soon.
Apart from me helping you out. Now, when we used to share a dressing room, you appeared, I didn't like to say it at the time, to have a very unhealthy relationship with that puppet you.
There's nothing illegal in that. You can't be done for it.
Why, Becky?
I had to pick someone, and I think Becky missed a bit of a chain.
Timmy, can you sing?
Well, not terribly well, but actually that's not really necessary. You don't actually have to sing terribly well to get to #1, as I did.
OK, let's hear it.
I'll show you the actions. You see, there's a chorus, OK, and in the chorus we go, itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. Nice little wiggle. And then we go, that's you walk for the first time today. Oh, yeah! Thank you.
Why, Becky?
Well, I do feel sorry for you here, Becky. I know that you knew the answer to that question that you got completely stuck on, and I just feel very, very sorry that you forgot it.
Floella,
Darling,
why Becky?
I feel very sorry for Becky.
Oh,
but,
really?
Yes, I do, because
She's young and beautiful, and she's got a job in television. Why on earth should you feel sorry for her?
Well, I'm
Jealous?
I'm never jealous of anybody. I think, you know, when you're vindictive and nasty, it doesn't actually help. It's better to be kind and thoughtful.
This is Becky, who thinks the best way to see the instructions on the fireworks is to light a match. Now, isn't that a comfort to parents? Becky, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I was so sure I'd do well, and to be voted off because of such a stupid answer, what can I say? I'll never live this down.
Round 2, team. So far, you have £3,000 in the bank. You're down to 8 players. We are now taking 10 seconds off the time. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's you, Kirsten. Let's play the weakest link. Stop. Kirsten, the name Joe, as in the names of the boxers Joe Lewis and Joe Frazier, is a shortened version of which boy's name?
Joseph.
Correct, Roland. In food, something that is described as saccharine has which characteristic flavour, sweet or sour?
Sweet.
Correct, Floella. Yes. In TV, which children's show featured the Soup Dragon, the Froglets and the Iron Chicken?
Oh, I don't know.
The Clangers. Simon. On a standard circular clock face, which numeral is furthest to the right from the perspective of the person telling the time?
9.
3. Johnny. In the animal kingdom, what name is given to the band of leather rope or chain worn round the neck of a dog?
Collar.
Correct. Philip. What A means a person to whom a letter is sent and whose name and whereabouts appear on the envelope?
Addressee.
Correct. Angelica. In popular culture, the star of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, who married actor Freddie Prinze Jr. in September 2002, is Sarah Michelle who?
Geller.
Correct. Timmy.
Bank.
Which word commonly used to describe the noise made by a sheep is an anagram of the word table?
Could you repeat that again, please?
Which word commonly used to describe the noise made by a sheep is an anagram of the word table?
The only thing I can think of is bah!
Bleat. Kirsten. In aviation, the Boeing 747 aeroplane is often known by what 2-word nickname?
Jet. Don't know.
Jumbo jet. Roland. A large inflatable structure on which children can jump and play is called a what castle?
A bouncy castle.
Correct. Floella. If a person is behaving very well, they are said to be as good as which precious metal?
Gold.
Correct. Simon. In clothing, which material can withstand a hotter iron, nylon or cotton?
Cotton.
Correct.
Bank.
Johnny. In pop music, which group released a cover version of Got to Have Your Love in September 2002 as a follow-up to the single Just a Little?
I've no idea.
Liberty X. Philip. In food, which term for vegetables with edible leaves and stems is derived from their colour?
Green.
Correct. Angelica. In the animated TV sitcom The Simpsons, the clown has what name that sounds like a word meaning hard and scabby?
Can you repeat the question?
In the animated TV sitcom The Simpsons, the clown has what name that sounds like a word meaning hard and scabby?
Crust or crusty?
No, I have to accept your first answer. The correct answer is crusty.
Oh,
Jimmy.
come on.
Don't be quiet, please. Sadder still. Just £1,000 out of a possible £5,000 in that round. Perhaps Philip is lost without Gordon. Perhaps it's not sunny enough for Roland. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
According to the statistics, Philip is the strongest link. With no correct answers, Timmy is the weakest link. But will the votes follow the facts?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Timmy.
Floella.
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 Angelica.
Angelica.
the rat?
Angelica.
We have a two-way tie, Team Floella and Angelica, 3 votes each. Johnny, do you find women rushing after you down the street?
They don't take long to catch me up these days, to be honest.
Why are you famous?
I wrote 23 series of television programmes and presented them.
So why are you having such difficulty thinking here tonight?
They're giving me pop questions.
Why Angelica?
Well, she had a bit of difficulty on both rounds.
Roland.
Oh, coming to me now, hey!
As one international superstar to another, it's
Yeah.
very good to have you here tonight, Roland.
Thank you, yeah.
To add a bit of class.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you see much of Anne Diamond these days?
Not really, no.
No.
She's old. The one good thing about being a licensed character like myself is I don't age, love. Yay! I still look the same as I did in the 80s. Which is more than can be said for the likes of you, love. Yay!
Did you think Angelica was the weakest link?
I don't know. I don't understand the game. I thought it was bingo. I spent half an hour looking for me card under here.
Dustin. Bit old for children's television now.
Maybe.
That Tony Hart.
He was in his 80s when we did the show. He's very lovely.
Is he? You've got into showbiz mode then, have you? Everybody's lovely.
No, no, I don't like you.
Why Floella?
Mainly because I can't get that thing on the go with my hair.
Would you want to?
I'd give it a whirl.
Timmy? Why Floella?
Oh, not knowing about their clangers. Oh.
Well, when the vote's tied, the strongest link has to cast the deciding vote. That's Philip with the dyed hair. Who do you want to get rid of, Floella or Angelica?
Floella.
Why?
The clangers thing, I think, probably was the deciding factor. I'm
Okay.
sorry, Flo.
Floella, you are the weakest link. Back!
I wasn't the weakest link during that round, and I thought it was rather unfair for them to vote me off. I think the person who justifiably should have been here is Angelica, because she was rather weak and she sort of fumbled over some simple questions.
Round 3, team, and you have £4,000 out of a possible 10,000. You're down to 7 players. Another 10 seconds coming off the time. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Philip. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Philip, the informal term kidology refers to the practice of what? Child rearing or bluffing?
Bluffing.
Correct. Angelica, which sport is contested by 2 teams of 4 players mounted on horseback using mallets to hit a ball?
Polo.
Correct, Timmy. In language, which capital letter of the alphabet closely resembles an inverted letter W?
M.
Correct, Kirsten. In world geography, the countries of India and Sri Lanka are situated in which continent?
Asia.
Correct, Roland. In technology, someone connected to the internet via a computer is said to be what, online or off message?
Online.
Correct, Simon. In children's TV, what name implying a cramped storeroom was given to the small studio from which CBBC presenters broadcast until 1994?
Broom cupboard.
Correct, Johnny. Which 4-letter word is the opposite of early?
Late.
Correct, Philip.
Bank.
In a theatre, the activity that occurs backstage is known as behind the what?
Scenes.
Correct, Angelica. In camping, it's advisable to do what to the guy ropes on a canvas tent at night? Loosen them or tighten them?
Loosen them.
Correct. Timmy, which vegetable related to the onion is one of the national symbols of Wales?
Leek.
Correct, Kirsten. The traditional children's rhyme for counting stones begins with the line, Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, what?
Spy.
Sailor. Roland, a 2002 survey taken at the Science Museum found that 1/3 of people pick which of their facial features more than 5 times a day?
Nose.
Correct, Simon.
Bank.
In sport, sumo wrestling originated in which Asian country?
China.
Japan. Johnny, what N is a 4-letter slang word meaning worthless, unfashionable or vulgar?
What? I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first
What
name.
N is a 4-letter slang word meaning worthless, unfashionable or vulgar?
Nerd.
Naff. Philip, in UK politics, the surname of which cabinet minister is the word warts spelt backwards?
Straw.
Correct. Angelica, in children's TV, which animated character has a cat called Pilchard?
Bob the Builder.
Correct. Timmy, in fashion, the expression popularised by Bruce Forsyth, which is used to ask someone to display a new outfit, is give us a what?
Give us a twirl.
Correct. Kirsten,
Bank.
in nature, adult flat fish such as sole and dab that live on the seafloor have both eyes on the same side of their what? Head or tail?
Head.
Correct. Roland, in clothing, which adjective can describe either socks that don't match or a single sock that's left over after sorting the laundry?
Bank. Don't know.
Time's up. You banked £3,600, but again, you had a chain of 10 correct answers. Maybe Simon's brains are made of sticky back plastic. Does Johnny need to think of some answers? It's time to vote on the weakest link.
For the second round in a row, Philip is statistically the strongest link. Johnny is the weakest link with the fewest correct answers. But how will the votes go?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Roland.
Simon.
Oh, Simon.
Simon.
Is it me? Mr. Ball.
The Rat.
Angelica.
Angelica, you're a bit of a consumer journalist, are you?
I've learnt from the best.
Who's that?
You.
Good. I think you've done awfully well so far.
Thank you.
Why Simon?
Simon got one question wrong, Kirsten got one question wrong, the Rat got one question
What
wrong.
an intelligent answer.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Kirsten,
Yes.
was that top a free gift?
No, I bought it myself.
You did.
Well, the thing is, I've still got good arms, so I can still wear things. I don't have to cover up anymore.
Why Simon?
Because he's wearing lilac and beads and he looks like slightly like a fop.
Simon, are you dating?
I am actually.
Right, because you have to keep a pure image, don't you, if you're presenting Blue Peter?
Absolutely.
So you haven't had any naughty nights in a London hotel then, Simon?
Put it this way, it wasn't London.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I'd actually like to see you standing here right now, Kirsten O'Brien, because she was wearing one of the grimmest blouses I've ever seen. It was indecent. How dare she take the mick out of my dress sense? These are nice beads. It's not a bad shirt. I've seen far worse. And with that blouse, you've got no right to say that.
Round 14. So far, you've bagged £7,600. If you'd had your wits about you, you'd have been able to put in the kitty £15,000. You're down to 6 players. Another 10 seconds coming off the time. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. Sadly, that's Philip. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Philip, in pop music, what H is a word common to the titles of albums that were released in 2002 by both Oasis and David Bowie?
Don't know.
Heathen. Angelica, in sport, the letters FA stand for what in the term FA Cup?
Football Association.
Correct. Timmy, in children's TV, the comedy duo who appeared on Going Live and Live and Kicking were known as Trevor and who?
Simon.
Correct. Kirsten,
Bank.
in British wildlife, which bird is larger, the wren or the raven?
Raven.
Correct. Roland, in the royal family, Prince Harry became how old on the 15th of September 2002?
Bank. 63.
18. Johnny, according to the traditional Christmas cracker joke, which root vegetable is orange and sounds like a parrot?
Carrot.
Correct. Philip, in maths, if a model is paid £10,000 for a day's modelling, how much does she earn for working 5 days?
£50,000.
Correct. Angelica, in science, the European MSG-1 satellite was launched into orbit in August 2002 to monitor what, the weather or UFOs?
The weather.
Correct. Timmy,
Bank.
in the fairy story about Snow White, what's the occupation of the 7 dwarfs?
They're miners.
Correct. Kirsten, in the animal kingdom, what D is the name of the sea mammal with a beaked snout that breathes through a blowhole on the top of its head?
Dolphin.
Correct. Roland. In modern literature, in September 2002, former Spice Girl Melanie B published an autobiography entitled Catch a What?
A load of rubbish.
Fire. Johnny. In TV, the 1970s children's animation about a girl, a dog and a mouse living in a tower block was called Mary, Mungo and who?
Midge.
Correct. Philip. Which Olympic sport includes categories called lightweight double sculls and coxless fours?
Rowing.
Correct. Angelica. In food, what J is commonly used to describe convenience food with low nutritional value?
Junk.
Correct. Timmy. Which word that means an attractive young woman in US slang is also the title of a film starring a piglet?
Babe.
Correct. Kirsten.
Bank.
In occupations, paleontology is the study of what? Fossils or politicians?
Fossils.
Correct. Roland. In pop music, Natasha Hamilton, who gave birth to a son called Joshua in August 2002, is a singer in which girl band?
All Saints.
Atomic Kitten. Johnny. In a casino, what C is the job title of the attendant at a gaming table who collects and pays bets?
Croupier.
Correct. Philip. At UK holiday camps, the traditional poolside contest was the Knobbly what competition?
Knees.
Correct. Angelica. Time's up, and your bank was in time, Angelica. How clever of you, dear. Collectively, but very much thanks to Angelica, you managed to bank £2,000. But who will not be a loss to any sort of television? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
The statistics show that Kirsten is the strongest link. Roland is the weakest link as he failed to answer any questions correctly. But who will the team want off?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Sorry, Roland.
Roland Rat.
Philip.
Roland.
Oh, is it me? Mr. Ball.
Ratty.
Grandad, why Roland?
Why Roland? Well, he's vermin, to be honest, and
You
he's...
shut your face.
And he's voted for me twice.
Angelica, you did fantastically well in that last round.
Thank you,
Why
Anne.
Roland Rat?
Well, he got all his questions wrong in the round, and I think that the weakest link should go.
Yeah, and by the way, I love your top.
Thank you.
Roland, with 4 votes, you are the weakest link. Come on!
No, I'm not going. The team have definitely lost a valuable player now I'm off. I mean, I was carrying the whole show. It's downhill, innit, from now on? Yeah.
Round 5, team. You've crawled up to £9,600. There are 5 of you left, another 10 seconds coming off the time. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Kirsten in the cheap top. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Kirsten, the slang phrase meaning certainly not that contains a familiar form of the name Helen or Eleanor is not on your what?
Nelly.
Correct. Johnny, in TV, which former Newsround host presents the rural affairs programme Country File?
John Craven.
Correct. Philip, in sport, octopus is an underwater version of which game, hockey or cricket?
Hockey.
Correct. Angelica, in July 2002, which former children's presenter paid almost £4,000 for the character Bungle at an auction of TV memorabilia?
Can you repeat the question, please?
In July 2002, which former children's presenter paid almost £4,000 for the character Bungle at an auction of TV memorabilia?
John Leslie.
No, Geoffrey Hayes. Timmy, in the NATO phonetic alphabet, which Shakespearean characters represent the letters R and J?
Could you repeat that, please?
In the NATO phonetic alphabet, which Shakespearean characters represent the letters R and J?
Romeo and Juliet.
Correct. Kirsten, in history, which general crossed the Alps in 218 BC with more than 30 elephants?
Abraham.
Hannibal. Johnny, in video games, the 2002 adventure featuring a character loosely based on a famous footballer is called Go, Go, Who?
Beckham.
Correct. Philip.
Bank.
In music, what A is a portable instrument with bellows and keys that is stereotypically played by sailors and Frenchmen?
Accordion.
Correct. Angelica. According to the lyrics of the children's song, which person swallowed a fly and then swallowed a spider to catch the fly?
Repeat the question.
According to the lyrics of the children's song, which person swallowed a fly and then swallowed a spider to catch the fly?
An old lady.
Correct. Timmy.
Bank.
The name of which plant grown for its pods of edible seeds sounds the same as the 16th letter of the modern English alphabet?
Could you repeat that?
Time's up. And you banked £350. Who has gone crackerjack? Who has no animal magic? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Philip is the strongest link for the third time in the game. Angelica is the weakest link statistically. But how will the votes go?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Timmy.
Johnny.
Angelica.
Timmy.
Timmy.
Philip. Why Timmy?
I thought Timmy maybe dropped a couple there.
I got the question right. Didn't I? You got a question wrong in that round. So did you.
I didn't vote for you.
Oh, no, you didn't. That's
You
right.
voted for me.
Yeah.
Kirsten. Have you got a bra on under there?
No.
Oh, it's all held up by tape, is it?
Well, Johnny helped me mathematically with working out the logistics.
Be careful, his wife's here. Why Timmy?
I just felt he was the weakest link then.
Timmy,
Yes.
you've delighted us for long enough.
I've got a present for you, actually, Mrs. Robinson. I thought a pair of dragon specs would look really good on you.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
That, you know you deserve that, and so do you, and you definitely deserve that. It was Kirsten who got one wrong, it was Angelica who got one wrong, I think Johnny got one wrong. It was not me. I probably banked the most money, I'm sure I was the strongest link, and it's just not fair!
Round 6 and you're up to £9,950. And you're down to 4 players. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Clever Clogs Philip. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Philip, in TV, the hot pants worn by Wonder Woman were decorated with what pattern, stars or stripes?
Stripes.
Stars. Angelica, in food, which common savoury dish of Italian origin consists of a dough base spread with tomato sauce, cheese and other ingredients?
Pizza.
Correct. Kirsten, in childhood activities, which word follows cub, beaver and explorer to give the names of 3 levels of membership of a major youth organisation?
Scout.
Correct. Johnny, in
Bank.
fashion, a 2002 survey published by Prima magazine gave the title of worst dressed star to which female American pop singer?
Madonna.
Britney Spears. Philip, the 1886 book by Frances Hodgson Burnett that inspired mothers to dress their sons in velvet suits with lace collars was Little Lord who?
Fauntleroy.
Correct. Angelica, in geography, a Norwegian is a native or citizen of which country?
Norway.
Correct. Kirsten, in religion, which text is nicknamed the Good Book?
The Bible.
Correct. Johnny,
Bank.
in retail, the slogan popular in shops during August encouraging parents to buy new uniforms and academic supplies is back to what?
School.
Correct, Philip.
Bank.
In confectionery, what slang term for mouth goes before stopper to give the name of a long-lasting sweet?
Gob.
Correct, Angelica. The name of which celestial body follows full, harvest, hunters and blue to give the names of 4 astronomical events?
Boy.
Moon.
Moon.
Kirsten, in singing, which male voice is higher, tenor or countertenor?
Countertenor.
Correct. Johnny, in food, in the dish described as surf and turf, which word represents the meat element?
Turf.
Correct.
Bank.
Philip, In the UK, which legendary figure is commemorated in the city of Nottingham by a statue on Castle Green?
Robin Hood.
Correct. Angelica. In entertainment, which TV presenting duo met while acting in the children's drama series Biker Grove?
Ant and Dec.
Correct. Kirsty. Time's up and you banked £1,350. But could Schofield's quest be over? Is Angelica so brainy she is showing the rest of you up? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
As the only player to answer all her questions correctly, Kirsten is the strongest link. With the fewest correct answers, Johnny is the weakest link. Can he survive the vote?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Angelica.
Johnny.
Angelica.
Angelica.
Philip, why Angelica?
I think she got the most wrong in that round.
Grandad, why Angelica?
It was the question she got wrong was moon, and I thought that was one of the relatively easy ones.
Angelica, who has been a fantastic contestant. Angelica, you're not really the weakest link, but you do have to go. I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Anne.
Goodbye.
I think I was a victim of a bit of a tactical vote there. Not that I'm, bitter or anything. Kirsten said after she voted for me, "Oh, Anne likes you, so I'm voting you off." I was like, what? That's not how the girls played. But they're a bit jealous.
Round 7, and you're up to £11,300. We've just got the riff-raff remaining. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's the one with the cheap top. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Kirsten, in Law and Order, the colloquial expression for the act of a police officer making an arrest is to feel someone's what?
Collar.
Correct. Johnny, in children's humour, what two-word name is applied to the type of joke consisting of a role play in which you meet someone at the door?
Knock, knock.
Correct.
Bang.
Philip, in pop music, Kelly Osbourne covered which Madonna song for her 2002 debut UK single?
Holiday.
Papa Don't Preach. Kirsten, in psychology, demophobia is the fear of what? Crowds of people or displays of affection?
Displays of affection.
Crowds of people, Johnny. At the start of the 2002-2003 football season, 5 Premiership clubs were being managed by men previously in charge of which national team?
England.
Correct. Philip. In children's TV, the Saturday morning game show presented by Peter Simon, Bobby Davro and Shade Ritchie was called Run the What?
Gauntlet.
Risk. Kirsten, in past times, what T is a 4-letter word meaning to flip a coin or pancake?
Toss.
Correct. Johnny, in the language of amorous relationships, if hanky goes with panky, rumpy goes with what?
Rumpy.
Correct. Philip.
Bank.
In the theatre, the term improv is an abbreviation of which word?
Improvisation.
Correct. Kirsten.
Bank.
In athletics, on a standard 400-metre track, the stretch directly across the stadium from where races end is called the back what?
Leg.
Straight. Johnny, in the human body, what C is the name of the small triangular bone at the base of the spine?
Clavicle.
No, coccyx. Philip, in children's TV, which long-running programme was usually introduced with the words "It's Friday, it's 5 to 5"?
Crackerjack.
Correct. Kirsten,
Bang.
the humorist Stephen Potter gave what name to the art of gaining an advantage over other people? One-upmanship or two downy?
One-upmanship.
Correct. Johnny, in food, the name of which sea creature is often shortened to winkle?
Periwinkle.
Correct.
Bang.
Philip, in medicine, what I is the term for the chronic inability to sleep adequately?
Insomnia.
Correct. Time's up. Your bank was in time, and collectively you got £1,050. Now, in round 8, you get the chance to treble what you banked. Before that, you have to get rid of a contestant. Is it Grandad? Is it Cheap Top? Or is it Dyed Hair? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
In a reversal of fortune, Johnny is now the strongest link, whilst Kirsten is the weakest link. But will her previous performance save her from the final vote?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Johnny.
I'm so sorry, Philip.
I'm sorry as well, Philip.
Kirsten, who's your hero in television?
Philip Schofield. He still is my hero, but I knew it was either me or him that were the weakest, and I felt I had to be truthful. Johnny was the strongest. Couldn't vote for myself.
Johnny, why Philip?
I think I knew he was going to vote for me. So.
How did you know that?
Well, I sensed it.
Philip, as they say on the lottery, your number's up. You are the weakest link. Bye.
Going up against Anne was every bit as terrifying as I thought it was going to be. It's like poking a stick at a mad dog. You know, you want to hold your own, but you don't want to provoke her too much. I have a feeling that Kirsten was actually brighter on the day than Johnny, so I think Kirsten will win.
Round 8, and out of a possible £35,000, you have in the bank 12,350. You now have 90 seconds, but whatever you bank in this round will be trebled. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Grandad. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Johnny, in cinema, the Dirty Harry film entitled Sudden Impact featured Clint Eastwood uttering the words, "Go ahead, make my what?"
Day.
Correct. Kirsten, in maths, what is 6 times 7?
42.
Correct. Johnny, in food, the thick yellow-coloured liquid made during the process of refining sugar is called golden what?
Syrup.
Correct.
Bank.
Kirsten, in pop music, which singer had a 1981 UK #1 single with a song featuring the lyrics, "I'm the dandy highwayman who you're too scared to mention"?
Adamant.
Correct. Johnny, in August 2002, filmmakers announced a series of remakes of 1950s and 60s film based on the antics of pupils at which fictional girls' boarding school?
St. Trinian's.
Correct.
Bank.
Kirsten, a person who is described as being bilingual is fluent in how many languages?
2.
Correct. Johnny, in fairgrounds and theme parks, a gravity switchback ride is better known as a what?
Pass.
Roller coaster. Kirsten, in maths, a prime number is a whole number which can be divided only by itself, and which other whole number?
2.
1. Johnny, in the kitchen, which common small cooking apparatus often has a spring-loaded tray and variable slot adjustment?
I'm sorry, I missed the beginning of the question, please.
In the kitchen, which common small cooking apparatus often has a spring-loaded tray and variable slot adjustment?
Scale.
Toaster. Kirsten, taken from the annual sporting event held on the Thames, what is the Cockney rhyme? Time's up. Between you, you banked £750, which will treble and add to the winnings from the previous rounds. That means prize money tonight of £14,600, but only one of you can take that money away. So now you'll play against each other head to head. I'll ask alternating questions, best of 5. Whoever answers the most correctly wins. So, Cheap Top and Grandad for £14,600. Let's play the weakest link. Kirsten, astonishingly, you were the strongest link in the last round, so you have the choice of who goes first.
I think I'll go first.
Kirsten, which word meaning a suave and charming man is also the term for a drink made by blending fruit with milk, yoghurt or ice cream?
Smoothie.
That is the correct answer. Johnny, in September 2002, an exhibition of the prison sketches of which former political leader opened at the Belgravia Gallery in London?
Jonathan Aitken.
No, the correct answer, Johnny, is Nelson Mandela. Kirsten, which traditional English song, often played as on hold telephone music, begins with the words, "Alas, my love, you do me wrong"?
Amazing Grace.
No, Kirsten, the correct answer is Greensleeves. Johnny, in 2002, a polling organisation named a social group of people who are successful, suburban and grumpy after which TV comedy character?
Victor Meldrew.
That is the correct answer. Kirsten, in the UK, which London hospital receives royalties from Peter Pan by Sir James Barrie?
Great Ormond Street.
That is the correct answer. Johnny, what surname links Darren, the Yorkshire and England cricketer, with Damon, the pop musician who is also known as Badly Drawn Boy?
Gough.
That is the correct answer. Kirsten, the Carrarau Bridge in Queenstown, New Zealand, is the oldest commercial site in the world for which activity?
Bungee jumping.
That is the correct answer. Johnny, in modern literature, which ungrammatical three-word question can be strung into a single-word term to mean a murder mystery?
Whodunit.
That is the correct answer. Kirsten, in geography, which two-word term is used as a collective name for the countries that lie on the western shores of the largest ocean?
The Americas.
Pacific Rim is the correct answer. Johnny, in the UK, which girl's name is also a term for a religious belief system?
Pass.
No face. After 5 questions each, your scores are tied. So, Kirsten and Johnny, let's play sudden death. Kirsten, in the United States, the Arizona city of Show Low is named after a hand of which card game?
Poker.
That is the correct answer. Johnny, in which 1965 film did Julie Andrews say whistles are for dogs and cats and other animals, but not for children and definitely not for me?
Mary Poppins.
No, the correct answer is The Sound of Music. That means, Kirsten, you are tonight's strongest link, and you go away with £14,600. What are you going to do with the money?
It's for the Teesside Hospice Care Foundation, who looked after my mum. They're a very small charity, and I really wanted it to go to them, so I'm really pleased.
Grandad, you leave with nothing. Join us again for The Weakest Link. Goodbye.
I don't know how I managed to beat Johnny in the final, perhaps because his final question was a film question. If it had been maths, he'd have been standing here now.
I got something wrong in every single round, so I didn't do too well overall, so I was chuffed to get to the final.
To get through 8 rounds and win The Weakest Link is just the biggest buzz in the entire world.